You're traveling back in time, back to a time before you were born. Both, you're in a past life. Tell me now about this time when you're king of Atlantis. Is past life hypnosis real? Stick around. Let's talk about that. Live, trance, and prosper. Hi, I'm Dr. David Phillips. This week's video is a question and answer. One of our regular viewers writes in with a question. So let's get to it. Dear Brian, thanks for all the informative videos. I was wondering what your thoughts are on past life regression hypnosis. I was thinking of taking a course. Do you offer something like this? Well, first, thanks for the question. And that goes to all of our regular viewers or irregular viewers. If you have a question about hypnosis, trance, or whatever, ask. Write a comment or send me a message, and maybe I'll make a video about your question. Now let's get to it. Thanks for the question. Yes, I do indeed do past lifestyle regression hypnosis. However, I do not suggest to folks that they use this sort of hypnosis as the first approach for therapeutic hypnosis. For introspection or entertainment or recreation, that's fine. But if you're doing therapy, I strongly suggest you use standard practices that focus on this life. I don't for a moment suggest that whatever you experience in a past life hypnosis session is an actual past life. Sometimes the unconscious can create scenarios that seem very real, but which are actually an unconsciously manufactured metaphor for the experience in this life. I absolutely never do therapeutic past life work as a first approach. I have done therapeutic past life work when a past life has popped up spontaneously during a regular session. If that happens, then I deal with it when it happens. However, I don't seek it out in terms of helping someone manage their difficulties in this life. I honestly feel that one's current life is usually the seat of one's current life problems. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not discounting reincarnation or the existence of past life. In my own personal faith, I do believe in reincarnation of some sort. However, I would never push that on a person in therapy, and I also would not suggest that what comes up in a past life session is a genuine past life. Most of the time, it's very likely the unconscious imagination. Now, I'm not saying that it's impossible to recall a past life, but I would suggest very strongly that one would need a lot more evidence than a single session. And even if one had a memory of a verifiable past life, there could be other reasons for that memory to appear in a session, as numerous case studies have found when they've gone searching for information. Sometimes it's a forgotten memory from childhood, sometimes it's overhearing things that you're not aware of, and other things. Doesn't mean it's impossible. I would never say it's absolutely impossible. And I do actually teach life trance work. In fact, I have a set of life trance materials where I can teach you how to perform past life regression as well as future life and parallel life work, among other life trance methods that you can check out on my website and check the material that's available there. That particular set is also included in my Psi Magic package set, which includes life trance, psychic hypnosis, magic hypnosis, and my other metaphysical projects. However, even though I teach this material, don't lump my approach in with some of these folks who are a little bit more than a whole lot, no critical factor here. Some folks who teach this sort of material, and I'm not saying all, but some definitely haven't been using their critical skills for quite some time. And it's important, if you do this sort of work, that you not mislead your clients and that you not lead them into the experience. At the beginning of this video, I did a little goofy bit where I said, "And tell me of when you're the king of Atlantis." Well, a good hypnotist knows that you don't do that. You don't pop someone into trance and say, "Now talk to me about that time when you were an American Indian." Because maybe they weren't an American Indian or the king of Atlantis or Salome or whomever. Maybe they were just them. And just being them at this moment is fine. Sometimes we may plant suggestions. And I've seen that bit about, boom, you hypnotized. Now go back to the time when you were an American Indian brave. And the person popped into trance and began talking about their experience as an American Indian. Well, here's the thing, though, and this is televised. This particular case, the young man said that he was a Mohican. His tribe was Mohican. He was riding a horse on the Great Plains in the Midwest of America, and that his tribe, his people, as he wore the war paint, they were going up against the Comanche. Well, those of you who know anything about American Indian history or Amerindian history, you know there are some difficulties with that particular story. Mohicans, let's go to the East Coast. Comanche, the American Southwest. The Plains, very different. Now, this particular hypnotist asked the young man to speak Indian language, and he did. He actually spoke some phrases in an American Indian language. I recognized a couple of the words from Dances with Wolves, which had nothing to do with the Comanche or the Mohicans or any of that. It's just in his imagination, he popped all this material together and created a scenario that fit his imaginative construct of what Amerindians were like. Okay? Hint. Mohicans didn't live in teepees on the plains, which he discussed in his particular session. You have to be careful of what you say, and sometimes whatever people bring up, it's fantasy or confabulation. That's not in and of itself a bad thing. If you're working with folks, you can use these unconscious metaphors, these stories their unconscious creates to help guide them to healing. But it's important not to suggest that this was real. Wow. It's important to understand this is the unconscious. And so while it might be, possibly could be, I don't know, a connection to that stream of consciousness that is the universal unconscious of past lives, but more likely, and definitely in many cases, it's an example of the unconscious mind creating something, a guided daydream, if you will. That's not good, that's not bad, it just is. And it's important not to make assumptions about what the experience is in terms of this is genuine or, well, that's just fake. Just keep an open mind and deal with it as if it's a helping metaphor toward realizing your goals of change. And that's cool. Now, if you wish to play with your past lives, and I have, that's okay. But it's important not to assume that each and every session is a genuine example of past life. At least in my opinion. I know for a fact what I've just said will upset some folks, and I'm okay with that. I don't mind if some folks disagree with me. We have different models and approaches. However, if you're interested in this sort of material, I strongly suggest that you keep an open mind, but don't take everything at face value, and be very aware that some folks embracing this material have not engaged their critical mind for some time. I'm not trying to insult anyone, even though I know some folks will feel insulted by this particular video. I teach this stuff. I genuinely believe in reincarnation. That makes me a little woo-hoo to some folks, and I'm okay with that. So let's just allow ourselves to have some differences of what's the underlying reality. But you know what? The methods I teach are pretty damn solid, and it can be a lot of fun. Some of you may wish to check out the web pages, check out the courses I just mentioned, and that sort of material. If you're not interested in that sort of material, I've got lots of other stuff on the web page. In fact, I also teach live courses, and I'll be in Sydney, Australia, September 5 and 6 of 2015. You may be watching this video before then, so you've still got time to sign up. That's right. You can register for a course on the sensual mind ecstatic. That's the adult stuff. Or not. That's up to you. Now, if you've missed your chance, sorry, you missed your chance. But I don't know when you're watching this video, so there's that. However, for today's topic, past life regressions, you can check out our site, check out the material we have on that. And I hope if you learn the material from me or from someone else, caveat emptor. That is, be wary of learning the material from someone who wholeheartedly accepts anything and everything as an example of this is how it always has been and this is reality. In fact, if you learn it from me, don't accept everything I say. Sometimes, some infinitesimally small number of occasions, I could possibly be partially wrong. I know, it sounds so implausible, but it happens. Ask my wife. I can disagree with you, you can disagree with me. That's all right. Actually, if you want to master this sort of work, learn from multiple sources. I learned this stuff from a whole bunch of folks I disagree with, and from some folks I agree with. And then I went in and made up some stuff of my own based upon my studies, my mastery of the material, and my experience. I hope this video has been helpful to you. It is my desire to help you understand things and to do stuff for you. So be sure to take that old mousy and click subscribe so you can get notices when we have new videos. We have a brand spanking new video each and every week for you. And we want these videos to serve your needs. So be sure to subscribe, comment, let us know which videos you enjoy the most, what sort of things you would like to know more about, so that we can give you content that's for you and serves your needs. Seriously, that's why I do this stuff. It's not just because I'm a narcissist who likes to see his face on the computer or TV screen. That might be part of it, but it's not the only reason. The major reason I do these videos is to help you and to serve your needs. So, click that subscribe and let us know what works for you. Every week we have a brand new video. Be sure to check out our channel. There's a lot there. And I hope I'll see you in Sydney. Check out that material as well. Maybe instead of watching me on a screen, you'll be able to meet us in person and work with us, and we can better help you reach your goals. But for now, this is Dr. Brian David Phillips saying, live trance and prosper. Bye-bye.